guys, what's going on? It's MassiveJoes RAW review, and I'm coming to you from MassiveJoes.com. Awesome RAW review for the viewers at home today on an all-new, finally arrived in Australia, has been available worldwide for almost 12 damn months, but all new to Australia, pre-workout supplement, one of the most anticipated pre-workout supplement reformulations we have seen thus far. It is, of course, Cellucor C4G4 in the house. Let's get straight into it, show you guys exactly what's in it, tell you exactly what it's going to do. That nutritional information panel ain't going to get it done. We're about to go balls deep in this here Cellucor C4G4. Luckily, got ourselves a big ass nutritional information panel for the viewers at home. Dilip, go ahead and cut one of these up on the screen, man, so I don't have to hold it and be all shaky and shit for the viewers at home. Starting from the top, if we start with the serving size, we're talking about one scoop, 6.5 grams. If you do a quick summation and you add up all of the active ingredients in this C4G4, you will quickly discover that they're rocking 35% colors and flavors, which is not unlike the previous versions of C4. They tend to go like 30 to 40% artificial colors and flavors. And to be honest, that's why the product tastes so damn good. Moving right along into the active ingredients, starting from the top, we got ourselves beta-alanine, and this is per 6.5 gram scoop, viewers at home. Starting from the top, beta-alanine 1.6 grams or 1600 milligrams. For those of you that are unaware, beta-alanine is the anti-fatigue / muscular endurance ingredient, prevents the build-up of fatigue toxins like hydrogen ions and lactic acid. The one issue with this C4G4, as everyone knows, the clinical dose of beta-alanine is 3.2 grams. So they're rocking half, they're rocking exactly 50% clinical dose per scoop in this C4G4. Moving right along, we then move on to the infamous creatine nitrate, the trademarked NO3-T version of creatine nitrate. This is creatine bound to a nitrate, obviously, hence the name creatine nitrate. You're obviously going to get the performance enhancing effects of creatine, which is increased muscle power through increased adenosine triphosphate, creatine being the precursor to adenosine triphosphate, of course. So increased muscle power, more reps, more sets for maximum gains. And then, of course, you also get the benefits of the nitrate group, which is, of course, muscle volumization and muscle pumps. The one issue with the creatine nitrate is the clinical dose is 2 to 3 full grams. You're rocking only 1 full gram per scoop in this C4G4. Moving right along, we then move on to arginine alpha ketoglutarate. Haven't seen this in a pre-workout formula for a while because, to be quite honest with you viewers at home, it's an outdated nitric oxide boosting ingredient. Most companies have moved on to agmatine because there's been a bunch of studies done that show that when you ingest arginine or arginine compounds such as arginine alpha ketoglutarate, a very small amount of actual arginine makes it into the bloodstream where it's a precursor to nitric oxide. Anyway, it's in here in this C4G4 in the 1000 milligram dose, and as I've mentioned, arginine is of course a nitric oxide booster. Moving right along, we then get into the explosive energy blend, the one proprietary blend in this C4G4. They've gone semi full disclosure, semi-proprietary. Most of it's fully disclosed. The explosive energy blend is not. That being said, we can do our own little bits of deduction and figure out exactly what's in it. So starting from the top with the explosive energy blend, you're talking about caffeine anhydrous, 160 milligrams. You then got that combined with L-tyrosine and combined with T-core, tetramethyl uric acid, aka theocrine. If we start with the first of these ingredients, caffeine anhydrous, obviously a central nervous system stimulant, gonna get you feeling all stimulated for your workouts. Then your L-tyrosine is of course a precursor to neurotransmitters in this C4G4 to assist with mental focus. And then finally the T-Core, aka tetramethyl uric acid, aka theacrine, is the new stimulant that's hitting the market, very similar to caffeine, also going to be a central nervous system stimulant. The benefits of T-Core or tetramethyl uric acid or theacrine, whatever you prefer to call it, over caffeine is that you don't build up a tolerance to it as fast, you don't crash, and you don't get jitters, so the energy tends to be cleaner. Now, if we use our deductive powers, viewers at home, we can see there's 321 total milligrams in this explosive energy blend. 160 milligrams of that is caffeine anhydrous, which leaves 161 milligrams of the combination of L-tyrosine and T-Core. L-tyrosine clinical dose is 100 to 150 milligrams. T-Core clinical dose is 200 milligrams. So one of them if not both of them is underdosed in the 1 scoop serve of this C4G4. Moving right along, we've then got vitamin C in the 250 milligram dose. That's a good dose of vitamin C, obviously in this C4G4 to help your body absorb all of those active ingredients. And then finally, we move on and we've got 5 B vitamins. Niacinamide is what that should say. It's a little bit of a typo on that nutritional information panel from our good friends at Cellucor in a 30 milligram dose. Vitamin B6, 500 micrograms, folate, 150 micrograms, and vitamin B12 in the 20 micrograms. All of those B vitamins are in there to kind of offset the high that you get off the stimulants and to ensure that you don't experience any dump in post-workout mood or any what we refer to as post-workout crash. It's really there to blunt that post-workout crash, make you feel real nice for as long as you want to feel real nice. Got yourself some artificial colors, artificial flavors. And that's what's in it. So it's quite a simple supplement, similar to the past versions of Cellucor C4 that we have seen. The C4G4, once again, is a very simple supplement. You've got beta-alanine in there for anti-fatigue. You've got creatine as creatine nitrate in there for muscle power. You've got nitrate as creatine nitrate in there for muscle pumps, combined with arginine alpha-ketoglutarate for muscle pumps. You've got this stimulant mental focus blend, and then you've got B vitamins to make sure that you don't crash post-workout, and some vitamin C to help your body absorb all of the ingredients. So quite a simple supplement. I will point out, viewers at home who are keen viewers at home will have already figured this out for themselves, is this version that I'm reviewing is the Australian version, and it does differ slightly, ever so slightly, from the international and US versions. The US versions, the one difference is, well, there's two differences. It has calcium, and the explosive energy blend is 10 milligrams lower in caffeine, so there's only 150 mgs of caffeine. The L-tyrosine is actually N-acetyl L-tyrosine, and the US version also has velvet bean, which yields mucuna pruriens for mental focus, which the Australian version does not. In terms of how it tastes, how it mixes, comes in 6 flavors. Comes in fruit punch, comes in blue raspberry, comes in orange, comes in pink lemonade, comes in watermelon, comes in my personal favorite, that there strawberry margarita. Got myself the infamous MassiveJoes taste and mixability test about to go down with the double wall glass, of course. This is actually my personal tub of C4G4, man, the one I've been using myself. Of course, it's strawberry margarita because that'd be my personal favorite. Get the C4G4 wafting. Well, actually, let's follow the instructions as closely as we possibly can. Take 1 scoop of Cellucor C4G4 mixed with 4 to 6 fluid ounces of water. So converting that to the metric system, that's 120 to 180 mils. So I've got about, what's in there? About 100, probably 150. So I'm gonna take 1 scoop, mix it according to directions of this Cellucor C4G4, drop this bitch in this bitch, and let it rain, let it rain. A few flicks of the wrist, man. I'm gonna show you guys how it mixes, and I'm gonna refresh my memory on how this strawberry margarita tastes, man. So you can see, no floaters, no sinkers, that's pretty well mixed. I would go so far as to say blender bowl is not required. For this here Cellucor C4G4, let me refresh my memory on how this strawberry margarita tastes, man. Oh shit, yeah. I'm gonna stomp my feet and light a match for Cellucor, man. Those of you viewers at home who have tried Cellucor products before, you would know that Cellucor do not f spiders when it comes to flavoring their products. Of course, they do have, as we've already mentioned, 35% artificial colors, flavors, sweeteners, whatever the hell else that 35% is made up of to flavor this Cellucor C4G4, but they have used that very well because the flavors are amazing, man. I stand by, I think C4 is one of the best tasting pre-workout supplements on the market, and this new reformulated C4G4 definitely does not change that at all. If I had to rank the flavors, my personal favorite, strawberry margarita. Probably behind that, the blue raspberry is really nice as well. And then probably behind that, depending on what your personal preference is, the other 4 flavors are gonna rank pretty highly too. But they are really nice flavors. Really just a delicious pre-workout treat. I would go so far as to say when it comes to the flavor of this Cellucor C4G4. In terms of the effects, because that's what you're taking the shit for. Let's be honest. And I know there's a lot of people all over the world, man, who C4, the previous version of C4 was one of their favorite pre-workout supplements, man. I know this. So you want to know about the effects of this new reformulated version, man. This C4G4, this Cellucor C4 Generation 4, 4th generation C4, Cellucor did not get creative with the name, did they? Anyway, viewers at home, you would already know because we've been through nutritional information panel, a lot of the shit at a single scoop is underdosed. So you have to go more than 1 scoop straight up. Unless you're a pushy cat or unless you're new to pre-workouts, then you might start on 1 scoop. But for most of us, we're going straight to at least 1.5 scoops. Possibly 2 scoops. Here's the dilemma. This is what I personally face as my personal dilemma with the C4G4. If you take a 2 scoop serve, you're gonna hit a clinical dose in beta-alanine, 3.2 grams. You're gonna hit a clinical dose in creatine nitrate, 2 grams, or pretty damn close to it. It's 2 to 3 is clinical dose. You're gonna get a bunch of arginine alpha-ketoglutarate. The B vitamins are going to scale up in reference to the stimulants, so is the vitamin C in reference to the active ingredients. The issue is, at 2 scoops, you're hitting 320 milligrams of caffeine, plus however much T-core is in there, which is effectively another version of caffeine. For most people, that's going to be too much caffeine. For me personally, too damn much caffeine. I max out at about 300 milligrams. So my initial dilemma was how much of this Cellucor C4G4 do I actually take to get the balance right between clinical doses of active ingredients and the right amount of stimulation for me personally. So what I did, and every time I've trained on it, I've gone 1.5 scoops, which is going to get me pretty close to a full clinical dose of beta-alanine, pretty close to a full clinical dose of creatine nitrate, arginine alpha-ketoglutarate, but it's still going to keep the stim level in check where it's not too many stimulants for my personal consumption. And what I found on the 1.5 grams, the 1.5 scoop, which actually makes it, what does that make it? Makes it like a almost 10 gram scoop, viewers at home, was I found the energy was really good. In particular, the energy was very clean energy. It wasn't the sort of blow your head off type energy that you get from a high stimulant pre-workout, but it was very clean, long-lasting energy, and I think that's due to the combination of the caffeine and the theacrine, or what Cellucor are calling their trademark version T-core. It's the same shit. The combination of those 2 stimulants is very clean, very long-lasting energy, and that's exactly what I got from a 1.5 scoop dose of this C4G4. In terms of the anti-fatigue, as you would expect, being very close to a clinical dose in a 1.5 scoop serve, very good anti-fatigue, very good muscular endurance. In terms of the pumps, to be honest with you viewers at home, the pumps were okay. They weren't exceptional, they weren't mind-blowing. They were the kind of pumps that you would expect to get from a combination of nitrates and arginine. So there's nothing in there that's really going to help with muscle volumization as such. There's nothing in there that's really going to blow your mind in terms of muscle pumps. But you are going to feel, and what I personally felt, was a pretty reasonable muscle pump. In terms of mental focus, not really, once again, not really anything to write home to. It is mental focus that you do notice, but effectively the only thing in here that's going to give you mental focus is the combination of caffeine and theocrine and L-tyrosine. There are a lot of better mental focus ingredients that Cellucor could have put in here. Obviously, it's going to push the price of the product up, but if you look at the US version in particular, which has an N-acetyl L-tyrosine and has the velvet bean in there, I would imagine that the mental focus on the US version is going to be a lot better than what I personally experienced on this Australian version. So the mental focus is there, but it's nothing that's really going to blow your head off and you know, really make you feel tunnel vision. There's definitely no hint of tunnel vision focus. In terms of post-workout crash, post-workout drop in energy, none at all. That, like I said, the energy is very clean. The energy is very long lasting. You don't crash on it. You don't get a post-workout slump in mood or slump in energy. It's just very long lasting, clean energy. So I think probably the best way that I can summarize this Cellucor C4G4 is a good entry-level pre-workout supplement. I think if you have a reasonable expectation for what you're going to get from the Cellucor C4G4, which is really good energy, really good muscular endurance, average muscle pumps, average mental focus, no post-workout crash, and you're happy with that, that's a reasonable expectation. And keep in mind, this pre-workout supplement is very good value for money when compared to other pre-workout supplements that may have a broader spectrum of ingredients or may be more efficaciously dosed than the ingredients are dosed in the Cellucor C4, but you pay more for them. Provided your expectation from what you're going to get from this Cellucor C4G4 is a reasonable expectation, you will not be disappointed. So if you're in the market for that type of pre-workout, you got to go get yourself some of this Cellucor C4G4. Guys, hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, man. Stay up to date with all the latest editions of MassiveJoes RAW Review and all the other deliciousness in our YouTube channel. And guys, that is MassiveJoes RAW Review on the all-new Cellucor C4G4 in the house. And I'm coming to you from MassiveJoes.com. Stay